Everybody, welcome to the Spooked Up podcast.
Oh yeah, this is the creepypasta episode.
Yeah.
Popped up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's Halloween
Yeah, yeah.
or coming close to what Dia Dia de los Muertos, I think it's Spanish, the Latin American version, and we've had Ghost Month that came and passed. So this is going to be the spooky episode.
This is gonna be the spooky episode. Jesus.
It's also going to be the learn to pronounce episode, apparently.
Yes, it is. It is. I want to say I've been drinking a lot, but.
By the way, tell them your fail today. You failed.
This idiot thought I still had liquor in my fridge. I had nothing in my fridge. I have some cooking sake, but I'm not that desperate.
Yeah, no, they already put salt in that, right? I don't know.
Well, it's a sweet cooking. It's not mirin, but it's like just literally sweet cooking sake.
Well, this guy came prepared.
Yeah, this guy came prepared. Someone's hopped up tonight.
Yeah, I got
the fancy stuff.
Yeah, I got the premium 7. Hang on, let me get you off my speaker too. I don't know if we're getting feedback here. Let me get you off this. We can hear everybody, right? Everybody can hear Mark. Everybody can hear all of us, right? You're looking good. Yeah, Mark's audio bar is good. Mine looks good.
It's a bit echoey, probably because like John has me.
I've got him on the thing. That's why I just realized I was like, there's something I screwed up. I always screw something up. Let's unscrew this one up.
It's a spooky episode, so we want to do like the effects and everything for everybody.
So now, put you guys. There you go. Headphone in. Mark, can I hear you?
Yeah, I'm right here.
We're set. We're good now. That should fix all the problems. All right.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, you guys are hearing probably the echo off this, and I got the speakers right there. So,
distant cave. That's yes.
But we're doing spooky. The echo is part of the spooky.
Distant cave. Yeah.
So, big week again. I'm excited because I'm finally going to. I know I've been teasing this. I'm actually going to be making my big announcement this week.
This week?
This week.
Oh, so does everybody get to know when you're going to make the big announcement?
I think it depends. I want to do a live stream on my channel about it.
Which day you're going to do that?
Maybe Thursday. We'll see.
Okay. I'll clear some time out of my schedule and I'll be like right in front of my computer, refreshing YouTube.
I'll post on YouTube to let everybody know what's up. So
Okay.
This is like
so how is
not apple cider. This is like 5% alcohol apple juice.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh my god.
That is the best.
How do they do this in Japan?
I don't know.
Like they can make these and they're not girly drinks. They're like legit. Like,
well, even their girly drinks, they don't taste like girly drinks. Like when we drink that 3% can yuzu stuff, blue can yuzu stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it, it's 3%, but then it tastes like it's got more punch to it than 3%. I don't know what they do to it.
A White Claw. This is not. So
yeah, exactly. White Claw is disgusting though. I don't know why people drink that. I just I remember when we were in Vegas and we got my cousin that can of White Claw and then Four Loko.
Oh my god!
The huge size can.
That's like the most
Claw
American thing you could do. Like, hey, welcome to America. Here's a Four Loko and a White Claw. It's like both ends of the spectrum, right? It's like absolutely like one end and the other.
Oh man!
Here's your BWG drink. Like it's water with flavor, no sugar, and then you got Four Loko, which just tastes like you're drinking the world's worst flavored cough syrup.
It is.
And they have like a whole bunch of different flavors, and they're all terrible.
Yes, they're all bad.
If you're going to go big, I tell you, if you're going to go for Loco, just go with the gold. Mm-hmm. It's not even a flavor. It's just called gold.
Right.
It's like, what's this taste like? Apparently gold.
Gold.
If gold had a fruit-ish flavor, gold to me tastes like a really bad copy of Red Bull.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a Red Bull meets Monster meets 10 or 11% alcohol.
Right. It's like I had some of the other colored ones, and I always said, oh, this one's lime and this one is grape, and it's just like the color. That's all you're drinking. You're drinking purple color. You're drinking green color. That's all you're drinking.
I've tried to have this conversation with people like, well, what's your favorite color? Like Kool-Aid. I'm like purple. They're like, no, it's grape. I'm like, no.
No, it's purple.
It's color. Purple drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, purple's a flavor. When you drink this, purple is a flavor.
That's right. It's like they say then the other the two red colors is strawberry lime, and then that weird like
Cherry.
berry blast
Or the berry blast or
cherry.
the cherry or something.
Yeah, then they had the cherry, and then the berry blast with like the raspberry, strawberry, and blueberry thing that was all the same color. It's all just different variations of the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
let
all
me look
psychological.
up Four Loko flavors. Let's see what we got.
Then again, Kool-Aid is delicious. I'm just saying. I miss that.
Oh, they have sour ones though. They have a sour apple one. They have They have a line called pregame.
That already sounds like a mistake.
All right, so here are their
like
four
bad decisions.
Hang on, here are their four categories. First off, am I older than 21? Yes, I am. The core flavors are electric lemonade,
right?
then the colors, red, black, and gold. I mean, it's like they don't even give it a flavor name. They're just like, this is gold. So they do have gold. Oh my God, gold is 14%. Oh. What the heck?
It's drinking a bottle of wine in a can.
Yeah, fruit punch, watermelon, peach, strawberry lemonade, and grape. Right. So those are the regular core flavors. That's their whatever. Then they got the sour flavors: sour melon, blue raspberry, sour apple, and sour grape. And then they've got, oh my gosh, they're doing a hard seltzer too. Ugh, Four Loko hard seltzer, really? Yeah, they have a black cherry.
I don't get it.
They have a black cherry hard seltzer and a sour mango hard seltzer that are 12% each. It says Four Loko with a hint of sour mango at 12%.
Oh, wow. How tame at 12%. Yeah.
Now they've got
Private Bumpkin says go for the gold, just like you said.
Pre-game. They have sour peach, sour grape, sour blue raspberry, lemonade, and wicked tea. Now pre-game comes what looks like a plastic flask.
Gross.
Let me click on this.
Classy as ever.
Depending on where you are, it comes in a 10% and a 13.9%. It's 6.8 ounces. It's a Four Loko shot. So basically this says it's sneaking into the club, is I'm guessing. It's sneaking into the club size. That's my guess. All right. Why are we talking about this?
This episode is brought to you by Four Loko.
Yeah, and Private Bumpkin's got some Black Rifle Coffee Company. I still haven't tried BRCC coffee yet.
Yeah, they were handing it out at SHOT one year, and then when I got there, it was all gone.
Oh yeah, and it's like I mean they're constantly. I mean I'm on their marketing list. They're constantly sending out like new like blends and stuff like that. Their marketing team, man, those guys are on it. They have got the machine because it's like Matt Best is a part of that crew. There's a couple other big guys that are part of it. So
yeah, I think just having Matt Best there, I mean you're good, right? You're good.
But,
don't they also sponsor Rogan?
Yeah, I don't know if they do Roast. They sponsor Rogan or not. I'm not sure. They might. But I do know that like their coffee, everybody I've talked to, their coffee's actually legitimate. It's not just like trash coffee. It's like, no, they're actually like, it's totally like,
yeah.
Like they've got their blend right. They got everything right. I mean, they're crushing it. Now they're doing the cans. They're like, you can get like the latte in a can thing.
Yeah. So the Tiger Stripe can, it looks so nice. I don't want to drink it.
I know. Like the
it's so nice.
By the way, this show is not sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee Company or any affiliates. So it's not. So
feel free though.
Yeah, but if you guys are like,
anybody has any friends? We're just saying, Centauri. Always a shout out to Centauri.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah, if you guys want to like throw a sponsorship somebody's way, we're here.
Yeah,
just toss it out there.
Exactly. Just we're here for you guys.
Yeah, since we're never gonna get monetized by YouTube because
at this point I don't think so. So let's get into it. Halloween.
Yes. Halloween. Since we scared our livers, let's scare the viewers.
True. What's Halloween? I think this is good. Like if you look at the topics for tonight, it kind of slowly ramps up, right?
Yes.
So, what's Halloween like in Taipei?
I will tell you, it is a very like half effort, half done, partially done holiday. Where Christmas, like you got like Christmas music and decorations, although I've heard Christmas music in the middle of the summer here. I don't know. They do go out, like there's Christmas lights. The Christmas season's like, they go into it. And it's a very commercialized holiday here.
Absolutely.
But for Halloween, you'll have a few places that do it. And then
the clubs.
Yeah, the clubs will, because it's just an excuse for like people to dress up and go to the clubs.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think it's like probably it's observed in a way, but not in the way that I had, I observed Halloween, growing
Right.
up, things like that.
Right. Yeah. No one's trick or treating.
No.
Right.
So trick or
It's
treating.
it's just an excuse for you to dress up as sexy Pikachu, right? I mean, that's really what it is.
And now we know Mark's kink.
What can I say, Jessica Negri?
That's right. She did do that. I forgot.
What can I say?
Yeah. She did do that whole costume.
Hmm.
She did a few different Pokemon, didn't she? Whatever happened? Is she still doing the cosplay stuff?
Yeah, she still does the cosplay stuff.
Good for her. Yep. Mark.
Private Bumpkin.
Yeah.
Private Bumpkin. Jessica's a riot. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
That.
I never realized I had such a thing for the costumes yeah.
Who's the other girl? Meg Turney.
Yeah, those are the OGs. I
Yeah.
definitely think like these two girls were like they kind of kicked it off. I think Jessica did one that was like Borderlands, Mad Moxie.
Oh yeah, I remember the Mad Moxie. Yeah,
That
she
one
like the
was
makeup
really
was
good.
like crazy
That was
on it.
very,
Yeah, I remember
very
that
good.
was big.
Yeah. That was very good.
And I tell you the one now that's doing stuff is who is it? Allison Tabitha or Tabitha? Check her stuff out. She does some crazy stuff. She's doing one right now that's like promoting. Like I follow her just because her like the way she gets into her costume, like it's
Right.
nuts. Like if you want like some Halloween tutorials, and there is a tie-in by the way. We're not just like fanboying on like whatever. She did one where she did Edward Scissorhands,
Yeah.
but not a crossplay. I mean, like not like the female version. Like she did legit, and she looked like Johnny Depp. She did Captain Jack Sparrow, but she's also done like Wonder Woman, and she's done like
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking
bunch.
about.
Yeah,
Dark hair girl.
Yeah, she's dark. Yeah, dark hair.
Yeah.
She just did a double one for the new Resident Evil movie come out. She did Chris Redfield and was it Chris and Claire? Or not Claire? It was
Jill.
Jill. Was it Jill? I think
If it's a throwback on the
throwback red
OG
dress.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, the OG Resident Evil. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's Jill.
Yeah, so she did a double, and she nailed them both. Like she looks like Chris Redfield, and then she looks like Jill Valentine.
That's kind of scary. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, for real, like Halloween is like, I don't know, like living here, it's really kind of just more of an excuse for people to dress up and go to the clubs, and it's been more festive over the years. There'd be some parade down in where the party district is going on, but then like there's so many people who want to go out and get their pictures taken, and it just becomes like a dog and pony show out there. It's then you see it once and you just avoid it, right?
Yeah, I know, and it's just I think you're right. I think that's really, 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 really it. So
yeah, because there's no big cosplay festival here, right? Like like there is like the once a year they have like the ACG thing, anime and comics and stuff like that. But it's not as big as Halloween where everybody kind of gets to dress up as the same thing. Right?
Yeah, but I think also when you're an adult, like Halloween doesn't have like the meaning it did before. I think really like as a kid you go trick or treating. I don't even know if that's a thing now in the West. Like all the safety and concerns around trick or treating, it's kind of like wiped out that whole.
Right.
And people are like going to shopping malls. They do like the shopping mall trick or treat, but with the whole change in like restrictions.
Right.
With the vid.
I think you'll still see some trick or treating in smaller towns and stuff like that. Like where my parents are in Arkansas, in Eureka Springs, they actually have an annual zombie walk that they do there.
Really?
So every year they have the whole of Eureka Springs essentially shuts down, and then they deck it out, and then the kids and then parents and stuff like that, they'll go on to their like a zombie walk thing.
Really?
And it's so popular that even the churches get involved, and they don't do goblins and ghouls, but they'll just dress up like biblical characters, and they'll also hand out candy and kind of do their thing as well. So it's cool to see the community all get together and do that, and that's something that they do back there.
Yeah, I know the churches are a big thing, and I know, like I said, in the West now, and then like the shopping malls, like going from shop to shop and trick or treating at the different shops.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that would make the most sense. I mean, like last year, no, the year before, 19, I was helping out at the producer's place where she works. I dressed up. No, I didn't dress up, but she was telling me that they took there was an event held by the mall here that they would take the kids around and they'd dress them up and do this costume thing, and then they would run around and do trick-or-treating in the different shops too. So, that's interesting to see here. Some malls are doing that as well, like a little bit more smaller malls, more family-oriented areas, but definitely not the bigger places.
Maybe it's more about kids. Let me ask the producer. Producer, do the kids here do that like in the young preschools or no? We'll see. It's the delay. Got headphones on.
Oh, it should be a 5-second delay. We'll find out.
5-second delay.
Momentarily.
Yes, they do. Okay, that's the answer.
Cool.
So, yep. There we go.
Cool. So, what would you dress up as?
I haven't dressed up for a very long time. I will say I think my best costume I ever did, and this is back in college. This is like a long time ago. And I'm going to really date myself because the movie The Crow didn't come out.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Brandon?
and I did Brandon, but back then I had hair about down to here.
Oh, let's go, Brandon.
My hair was a lot. Trust me, it's like my hair's left since those days. But I did I had long hair, and I found this hairspray dye,
Right.
to color it black, and I did that. And I did the full makeup, but I did it when he was late in the movie, toward the end of the movie, where his the face, the clown, the mime face paint had worn off. So I had it dripping. So I had the black lines, the white face, and it was all kind of patchy where you can see the skin through a little bit. And then I did a really tight shirt, and I taped it with duct tape because it was after he'd been shot up a bunch. He just taped his shirt back together, and I ripped holes in it. Dude, I nailed that one. And to this day, I cannot find a freaking photo of me.
Oh no!
I know, I cannot find a photo, and I really, 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 really wish that I could have pulled that. I had a photo of me from back then, with the long hair. Look, I mean, I remember I crushed it that year. I mean, absolutely crushed it.
I believe it.
So.
I believe it.
I don't know. What would I go? Jeez, man, I don't know. I think I'd if I was gonna go, I'd go super elaborate. I could do. I mean, you're wearing the shirt. I could do a D2 character.
Man, some of the get-ups that they have in D2 in Destiny, they're just ripe for cosplay. I see some of the Titan armor. It just looks so nice. You don't even have to do the helmet. You just got to do the bodysuit, and you're good to go.
Right.
I would love to do a Lord Saladin with the cape and everything. Oh my god, it'd just be so legit.
Yeah, I can see you pulling off the Lord Saladin look.
Yeah, man.
For those of you who are watching, they're like, "Oh, great, these guys are talking about that game again." Yeah, I guess we are.
War, I am war.
Yeah, the Iron. Yeah, the character he's talking about, he does he's kind of the once a month he shows up and it's a PvP guy.
PvP event.
He puts on this PvP event thing. So
yeah, he's got the best one-liners. Him and Lord Shaxx, these two characters, they have the best one-liners ever.
Yep, and he goes with this. He has a super deep voice. He's
super deep, raspy voice. Yeah.
I forget the voice.
The Iron Banner.
I forget the voice actor that did him. So, but Zavala he's a famous actor that does.
Yeah, he's oh my goodness, he was in the Blacklist.
Yeah, he was in the Blacklist. He was also he was in season 2 of Band in the High Castle. I think it's season 2.
Yeah.
So he's part of the Resistance. So
yeah.
He's
super
the leader.
Recognizable voice.
Yeah, his voice is super recognizable. I've seen him in some other stuff.
Love that guy's voice. Yeah, love that guy's voice.
So let's see. We got some comments here. Squid Game. Yeah, Razvan.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the one. Mm-hmm. Everybody's gonna be Squid Games this year.
Well, you just gotta have pink jumpsuit, mesh mask, paint a triangle, square, circle on it. You're good, right?
It's so easy.
It's it. Yeah, I think that's a winner. Or just get a jumpsuit. Get an orange, a green jumpsuit or whatever.
Yeah, green Adidas jumpsuit, and then you're good to go.
But again, I think he said, really, for adults here, it's go to the club, get dressed up. I don't know if clubs are even open because of maybe limited. I don't know.
Well, they're open here till 4 a.m.
Wow.
If you're fully vaxxed, they check you at the door. So they check your ID and your vax status.
Yeah, still fully vaccinated here is very slim. Just
right.
Now, really, it's a low percentage. First dose, high 60s. Second dose, it's just been slow. So,
my go-to place I would love to go to Halloween is Akihabara.
Oh my gosh, I bet you it's awesome in
You see
Akihabara.
like all the videos there, right? All
Yeah.
the videos from Akihabara. My God, do I want to go there?
Like a normal day is like Halloween there with
Yeah.
everybody dressing up.
I mean, it'll be sensory overload and then some.
Yeah.
It already is.
It's already,
Then
yeah,
it's
you go there and
Halloween.
it's like
It's dialed up to 35. You know,
on a scale to 10.
yeah, a scale to 10. My goodness, like see some of the videos. It's just like, wow.
Yeah, I'm
This
sure
is
that
real
because
life.
everybody's breaking out their cosplay costumes, I think.
Oh yeah,
So it's
and then everybody's doing it.
yeah.
Oh God. But then, now that we've gotten the Halloween out, I think we
Yeah.
can start slowly ramping it up. So since we live in the East,
Yes.
right? We still, to this day here, we live in a lot of still like Eastern mysticism and superstition. It's still permeating through a lot of culture and society. So there is such a thing called the Ghost Festival.
And not what
Right.
you think.
And it's not what you think. Well, probably
Maybe it
is
is.
kind of what you
It
think,
depends
to
on your
some
perspective.
extent.
It's not Halloween.
Yeah, it's not Halloween. But where traditionally Halloween is you want to dress up as something spooky and go scare people. This is legit, and then it is, yeah, exactly, a festival dedicated to the lost, or like to those who have passed on, from the land of the living. So how is that in Taiwan?
It's definitely celebrated. There's a lot of like some superstitions and some.
When does it start
traditions.
over for you guys?
I think in July. It's parallel to you because I think it's a Chinese cultural holiday. So
Right.
like it comes from. So I think it just permeates out and it follows the exact same timeline. And
So it's the
ends-
lunar July.
It's lunar July.
It's not like our Gregorian month of July.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
So it's like the lunar month of July is like the ghost month, right? And that's like kind of what it goes like, okay, it's during the month of July that the gates of the afterlife are open.
Yeah.
Going all the way to August, and it culminates on August around like, they always say like, I don't know how much validity this is, but to August the 15th, where the gates are wide open.
Yeah.
The widest they are, and they slowly start closing again. So, it's during this month that a lot of people don't like to go out at night. You see people burning incense on the road or close to rivers.
Doing the bins. I see a lot of like what they call bye-bye.
Yeah,
and they'll be doing either they'll do the money bin burns, which are pretty much almost like a monthly thing, I think, just burning the paper money. Not actual money, but actually paper money.
Yeah. They have a bank for hell, or for like the afterlife, and then it's got their own notes, and you have to burn it to them.
Yeah. So you burn it and you're actually transferring money to the afterlife. Yeah.
Oh, and some of the stuff is super elaborate too. Like, have you seen like the cell phones? No? So you can go to like some of these stores here to buy things specifically to burn to your ancestors or whatnot. You can also burn Mercedes, cell phones like iPhones and iPads.
Would that be a
Paper.
burner phone?
Hey, for a legit burner phone.
And we just lost all our subscribers.
And just like that.
One dad joke, it's all over.
Yeah.
So literally, you could go get like paper iPhones.
Yeah. So you can get like paper iPhones and iPads and cars. The creepiest ones is you can actually get human figurines of male and female servants. Yes. Let's just let that sink in.
Like a family helper? Like
Yeah.
the caretaker type?
Yeah. So when you're in the underworld, when you're in the afterlife,
You got people to take care of you.
you have servants to take care of you.
Okay.
Yeah. I made a really inappropriate joke one time. Actually, not a joke, but
I could think of probably a dozen. This could go. Okay.
Stupid me, right? So one time I was actually asking my grandma or my aunt, because when they burn this paper money, each note is a super high denomination, like couple $100,000 note. So my dumbass asked, "Oh, is inflation really bad down there?" That's kind of like the Korean won, where it's like 10,000, or like the Vietnamese dollar.
a Mexican peso, right? It's like,
Yeah, exactly. It's not really worth
it's
anything.
super high, right?
And
Yeah.
then I got the stink eye really bad. I got the. It was no, it was not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably didn't work out so well.
No,
But I know I
that did
remember
not
watching a
work out.
story on the news about this, about one of the companies. There's like a guy here, he owns a company, and he literally, here's a bad joke, prints money, and he's printing money, and he's like, I think he owns like the bulk of Taiwan's paper money industry for the afterlife. And he's like literally printing money. Like he owns like 80%, I forget the number, it's like a crazy high number of the market. Like it's the company's been around forever. It's like it's his
Right.
thing. And like when you go and buy it, you're buying like typically his product. He owns like the market share of it, the huge market share
Wow.
of the money that you use to burn for the afterlife, to send the money on to your ancestors. Yeah. And I know there is, it's also for Ghost Month, they set out food.
Oh yeah, yeah. They do.
So I've been a part of a couple of the ceremonies here, over the years, just observed them and witnessed and all that. And they do very elaborate. I mean, they'll bring out like, it's usually in tying with the lunar. It's very much Lunar New Year kind of tie-in.
Usually respects like what's in season and like the harvest time. So you'll have like pork and I don't know about you guys, but we'll have barbecue pork here and because it's usually around Mid-Autumn Festival. So you have like pears and apples and oranges
Yotsu.
and
Sometimes, maybe it's too early for Yotsu.
yeah, I've seen pomelo as well. So yeah, they'll have all this kind of fall season foods, and they'll just put it on the road,
Yeah.
a couple of
It's
glasses
always like a
of
table.
Chinese
Yeah.
wine. Yeah.
It's like a table out. Now I've seen here, it's very popular for it to be junk food. Like
Right.
lots of like your favorites junk foods. Like the really, really, really like the cream puffs, all the stuff that maybe
really?
you ate as a kid, or like that are very traditional, like I would say, like I see a lot of it, like it's like very traditional Taiwanese snack foods that
Right.
if you're going to send it to you're going to set them out for your recent ancestors or the spirits, it's things that are like, oh, this is like what I ate when I was a kid. Like this is like just like things like that.
Right.
Like maybe not like expensive high end stuff, but like things that are the favorites. Things like, oh
Right.
yeah, I know that like this is good and this is good. And a lot of times there's a competition of like how much you can set out, right?
Oh, of course. Like,
trying
you
to
gotta make a
trying to make the bigger offering to be more respectful to, and supposedly I think the theory behind it, and again I'm looking at this from an outsider's perspective, is to make sure that all the spirits in your area are very happy, they're well fed, they're taken care of, so you don't end up with bad luck and hauntings and things like that for you.
Right. Yeah, I think that's also kind of ties in here as well, but not so much of with like the junk food stuff. They usually get like a lot of, especially like us coming from like a village background. We're not like the very well-to-do people as you see maybe down in the island side or down in Kowloon, like in the city side. So, a lot of the food that they set out for the ghosts or the spirits and the ancestors also reflect upon like what you see here. So you'll see like a whole roasted chicken, the fatty pork, a nice rice, or then they'll have like basically 3 shot glasses of like of the Chinese liquor, like the rice wine. And
I've seen that.
Out.
I've seen the offering of the 3 glasses. That's, I think, very traditional.
And then they will leave it out there. Like they won't even take it. Like they'll set it up in specific spots, right? So like, when I walk out of the village, it's 1 at the exit of the village, 1 by the river, and then 2 by the exit crossing the street, going into town. So yeah, they have all these places, apparently, either that's where accidents have happened before, or like these are, key places where spirits usually are, like again by the river, or like protecting you as you cross the road or coming in and out of the village and so on. So yeah, they have it set up there. Then they also do like their big worshiping session here in the village temple. So
and for those that are asking, this food here is not burned. This is left out. So this is left as an offering for the spirits, and it's just to give good good vibes, to show respect,
Yeah.
to offer, a meal,
Yeah.
something that might miss, for the full year, to kind of like
Yeah.
to make sure they're
Yeah.
well fed and taken care
Yeah.
of.
I mean, like throughout the year, though, they will like a lot of traditional families here, traditional households. They will still leave X amount of food on the. A lot of the families here, like they have a small cabinet or a shelf
Yeah.
dedicated. So in my grandparents' home, we have a very large shelf with our family tree. It goes back 10, 15 generations.
Wow.
Yeah. So my family on my Chinese side are like OG from Hong Kong, Hong Kong. Like they're like indigenous Hong Kong people.
Wow.
Yeah. So like then they have a quite elaborate shelf, designed nice marble top that they leave them apples and oranges and stuff like that. So just appeases the ancestors, and they have like their incense that they burn in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah, and you leave them
So
out till they mold too. Like you leave them out till they actually.
grandma and grandpa, I think they rotate the apples and oranges out. I think like every week or so.
Yeah, they start to go
yeah,
away, and then you
yeah,
get rid of them and you
yeah.
rotate something.
Just feed them
fresh
to
in.
the birds, and then they rotate something fresh.
Yeah,
You know.
I've seen that too. Like you can walk down the street here because a lot of people like there's shops on the main floors, but sometimes people live on the main floors, and they'll have their just door windows open, like their house open, and you'll see that.
Yeah.
You'll see also in businesses that same cabinet. It's very
Yeah.
common, or sometimes in restaurants because a lot of times the people that own the restaurant also live there. They live upstairs, so they'll have their
Yeah.
family cabinet there, and there's always food out. There's always 3 glasses. There's sometimes incense burning, those kind of things.
Yep, yep, yep. So that's still like this part of like the this kind of mysticism. I think that would be a good way of saying it. It's still alive and well over here. Like even to like the younger generation, like we were talking about this earlier. Like they'll look you in the face and say, "Oh, I don't believe in God," but they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we got to go home because like it's Ghost Festival." You know?
Right? Yeah. Like I've seen that too. Like, and it's
right.
not just a Buddhist or Taoist thing either. Like they're very devout Christian families here that still believe in the traditions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not necessarily like
Yes.
specific to one religion. It's very widespread.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
culturally.
Exactly. It's like here, it's so much like it's so weird. Like I don't want to say it's religious here. Like I think that's a little bit different here compared to
Spiritual.
you guys.
Or I would
It's
say
more.
Would you say superstitious? But that some kind of have a negative connotation. I
I
don't want
would
to make it
say
negative.
people look at that kind of stuff here uh, a step above looking at horoscopes. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, people can be pretty serious, like generally curious or have a general belief in horoscopes. And then, so I would say it's that same type of belief, but maybe half a step up. So, like, they will actually believe in, like, oh, it is this time of the year. I really can't be out past a certain time because, either they've been raised all their lives as children, and then later on they've grown up with the fact that, oh, this kind of stuff, maybe they've heard a bump in the night, and then now they believe it, right? Because they also
Oh.
have this cultural influence. One of my colleagues is like that, and then actually a bunch of my colleagues are like that. So they're pretty hardcore into it.
Yep, I've seen people like that also here too. They've had like a ghost experience in their office, or
Right.
at work, or at home, or something. Usually at work. I think
Apparently,
I
the
remember.
old Red Wolf office is haunted, but you keep going.
See, like everybody says that. Like I've heard like even like the VFC office here is haunted. Those things like that. So there's like there's stories about that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you in on the old Red Wolf office haunting
Okay.
story. So
right.
it was told to me by our manager for the USA and Asia. You know who this person is, Jono.
Yeah, I do.
So our manager was working at night because he comes in a little bit later because he has to deal with a lot of the stuff from the US. So the time differences, right? So a lot of times him and our head of Europe are usually the guys that leave the latest. But our head for Europe, he leaves a little earlier because he's usually done with Europe, early evening. And so our other manager stays until maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock here at night.
Pretty late.
So yeah. because he's just got to deal with stuff across the east to west coast, and he's just got to get stuff squared away, right? So that is what it is. So where we are, like where our old office is in an older. Oh, that's the good stuff. That is 99% happiness. Yeah. I mean, 9.9% happiness. So our old office is in an old industrial area, and behind that, close behind that, is a hospital and some old folks' homes.
And this is the office I've been to.
This is the office you've been to.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he said one night when he was working there, when they work there, they only keep the sales room lights on, and then they turn off the showroom lights. So if any of you guys know my day job, seen some of our old videos, the old showroom, like with the glass cabinets, right? So
yeah,
they turn
the
all
very
those
famous.
lights off.
Okay, wow, yeah, and
so
it's like on the way in, so you
yeah.
walk past it.
Exactly.
So you come in the main. If I remember correctly, you came in the main entrance, and there's like the little check-in desk where the receptionist sits, and then you got like the hall.
If you walk in, you have the hall, right? If the door is behind me, you have the hall. You have the pantry and the bathroom here. Our showroom's over here. Then our main office room is straight ahead with a smaller room to the side, right? Yeah. So our showroom is here, and the hallway is always illuminated because it just runs off the building. But the showroom lights are always off, right? So he was in his office working. Then he had to, go out back for a smoke. He comes out, the lights are on. Right. So he goes out, he turns it off, and he's, oh, maybe, whoever left internal. Turns it off, goes out for a cigarette, comes in, the lights are on again.
And the switch is toggled up.
The switch is it's toggled up.
And he physically switched it down.
And he switched it back down because, we have a policy, whoever's there got to turn it off, right? Got to do it. Just like our aircon, got to do it. So he goes back in, he finishes off his work, he comes out, it's on again. And he's like, I'm done. I'm done.
No.
I'm gone.
I'm done. I'm not playing this game.
And then he's out, right? And so he told us, and we had. So I started to joke about it, and I said, "Oh, it's ArcLight's ghost," right? So if anybody knows my old predecessor, ArcLight, was one of our old presenters.
Yeah.
So I always say it's ArcLight's ghost, and I thought this was just hilarious to always joke about this. Until one day, we were filming with our old Blackmagic 4K camera.
Yeah.
It would never work in the showroom. It would overheat in 2 minutes.
In the showroom.
And our microphones would always pick up weird distortion. Like weird like distortion. It's just like static. It's weird. We've changed 3 lapels and we've used 2 directional mics, right? And then we took the Blackmagic to the studio where we did our editing. We would turn the Blackmagic on and just record, and it'd be fine. If we would have it on and on record for 30 minutes to an hour, it'd be fine.
My logical brain would say, oh, there's some kind of interference for the mics.
Exactly, right? Because we also use these large fluorescent lights as our studio lights, right? So we're thinking, oh, it probably just happens. Until we started filming in a different location, never had that issue, ever. Right?
Nope.
So we always said, I'm like,
that's a nope.
So it's ArcLight's ghost. I'm just saying.
It's a no. But ArcLight's still alive.
ArcLight's still alive. But we're just saying, it's always the joke. It's because everybody always likes to ask where's ArcLight. So I'm just saying it's ArcLight's ghost. He's always there with us.
I'll tell you, the creepiest place.
Heard you talking crap. Yes.
Yeah, the creepiest place I ever played was that nuclear facility. What was it? Was it GTI in? Was it Georgia or South Carolina?
Oh, Black Site?
Yeah, I don't know, it's Black Site. It was what was the name of it? GTI training facility.
Oh, the Guardian.
Was it Guardian Center? Was it Guardian?
Was it Guardian Center?
No, it was the one that used to be the old. They built it as a nuclear fuel decommissioning facility, and it never opened. Like it was built in the 70s, and then like right before they went to open it, just nothing. So they never used it. That was the creepiest place ever, man. Like it was literally like up to like 1970 something, like late 70s. They had built it, they had it ready, and then like it just never opened. And then they bought it out, and oh my god, the place was creepy.
Dude, I would have loved to go play there. Yeah, we have
your
one
comms
place
don't
here
work
too.
by the way because all the walls are lead lined. They're like
right,
meter thick concrete with lead in them. You walk to the next room, you can't even like radio didn't work. So, but you hear some weird sounds because there's still water in some of those pipes. Because they still had like one of the rooms. So the way this place is set up is like you have like 2 train tracks that came in. One train track would drop off the what was supposed to be used fuel from reactors.
Right.
And then they would process it and deplete the uranium or whatever it was. And on the backside, they would take out the waste products. There's like 2 tracks that would like split off on the same side of the building that went out. And it was very divided specifically, right? Because like this side was live material and this was that. And then the last room was a huge pool room where you could put the rods in to cool them. It was a huge, massive, cavernous room, like 4 stories down, of what would be a pool, but it was empty, right? And they had like a warehouse, one of those like industrial cranes that go like end to end in the room up top that would normally like, and grab it like a claw game thing. They had that up top, and then like, of course, there's no lights hardly at all in this place.
Oh man, that's so cool.
It was just a labyrinth, like none of the hallways. It took me like 2 years to play there to figure my way around. None of the hallways made sense because everything was intentionally divided off, and then you hit like a wall, and the wall would be like a meter plus thick, and I'm not lying, like from one section to another, and have like this massive door, like lead line door. So pretty cool place, but boy, there was some weird sounds in there. Like it's late at night, it's dead silent, and you're like,
I believe it.
I tell you, I think I'm gonna get out of here. So
yeah. We have one place here in Hong Kong like that too. So and that is up in it's called not Morrison Hill. It's called Mount Davis.
Okay.
So Mount Davis used to be part of a British barracks during World War II that was taken over by the Japanese, that was used as a temporary Japanese internment camp.
Oh boy.
So they had pillboxes up there and old cement buildings, shacks built into the mountain itself. And that used to be a very popular place for airsofters to go play way back in the day. This is way before airsoft was ever something. It was just some random thing. So, I mean, there's still people who play there today, highly illegal, mind you, but, you know, but yeah, that used to be the place to go until there was way too many ghost sightings. So what they said was they would hear Japanese at night.
Oh.
Yeah, in the tunnels.
Oh.
Because there's this area which is a set of barracks, and then it's a tunnel, and then a different set of barracks. And then there's a certain, I've actually filmed there before. I filmed the EXA video there. I filmed we filmed the Lee Enfield video there, and we also filmed the ASG, the Bren.
Video?
Yeah, we also filmed the Bren there. So if you guys watch those videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's legit a creepy place, even during the daytime, because just when you're up there and just how tight some of these buildings are packed, you don't even hear like wind, and it's eerily quiet.
Oh, it's the worst. Where it's like you're in it's like cave quiet, right?
Yeah, but you're out and the sun is out, and then you still got this cave kind of quiet, eerie sound. It is so fantastic. It's such a great setting to play an airsoft game, especially at night. But yeah, like right now, like the local community, a lot of people, like some of the local leaders of the voices of the community, has highly discouraged people from going to play there. Number one, because of the legal reasons. Yeah. Number two is because there's just been too many of these like supernatural sightings and
who knows what might follow you home.
Yeah.
Which leads us to the superstitions.
Yes. Good segue.
You don't want something coming home with you.
That is correct. So I think we can like kind of dabble. If there's an iceberg on Asian superstitions, I think we'll just keep to like the very superficial stuff.
Yeah, because I was doing some research on this, and it literally is like an iceberg. Like if my eye level is water, like here, here, this is it, and then there's like
it's
thousands of things if you want to dive into minutia and numerology and everything. But I agree with you. We're going to stay on the top of the scale. And I think some of these things, especially get some of our viewers like Freedom 762, Indonesia, and some other viewers that are, scattered throughout Asia as well, and even the West, some of these things do parallel, and some don't. Some are very specific to countries. So I was sharing one with you. Some of them here from Taiwan before the show, and you were like, "Wow, that's different than what we have."
Yeah, similar but different.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And usually it goes kind of hand in hand with money.
yes, it's a lot of them around money or
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Or things like that. So like we can start off really high superstitions. Like some of the basic ones are like, hey, if somebody's gambling, don't pat them on the back. Because
Don't put your hand on their shoulder.
right, because the word for back, I think, sounds like bad luck. Is it the Cantonese or the Mandarin
Oh,
word?
that I don't know. I just know that when someone's gambling, you should never put your hand on someone's shoulder
It's something to do with
when they're
the word
gambling.
for back, and then the word. What's the word for back in Mandarin?
Bay.
Bay. And what's the word for bad luck?
I don't know.
Hey, producer, what's the word for bad luck? What's the word for bad luck? Bay. And then the back word for back? Bay. Same word. Yeah. Same
Oh,
pronunciation, everything? Same tone? Okay, yeah, so that's why. So like it's this like so you doing that, the shoulder, it's the word for
right.
bad luck. I was like, that's okay. I can see that. So it's a lot of like wordplay. Another
Right.
one I
Yeah,
think
it is. A lot of wordplay.
this one I think Pan Asian. I think a lot of cultures have this, especially from more of like the Buddhist Taoist religion side,
Hmm.
is the chopsticks and the rice, or your
Oh,
bowl.
yeah. That's a big no-no. Yeah.
I learned that one early on. That was one I learned before I even moved here. Like you can set your
Yeah.
chopsticks like you got the bowl, right? You can set your chopsticks in
Yeah.
the bowl like that, no problem. But
Yeah.
do not do it
Never
this
do
way.
it straight. Yeah, never do it straight. Because
Because
that's like the incense that you offer to the dead.
yeah, at the
Yeah.
temples. So if you go to a
Yeah.
temple here, out in front of the temple, they have like various size, sometimes extremely large, a bowl.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know
It's got all the ash in it.
it's got the
Yeah.
ash in it, yeah. And then they'll like people, you'll say you'll do your three, you'll say your bye bye, you'll say your prayer,
Yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
stick the incense
Vertical.
vertically in the ash or
Yeah.
sand sometimes, and it sits there vertically. So by doing that in a bowl of rice is literally like
Yeah.
wishing someone dead, or
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
it's
having
pretty
dinner.
bad.
What you trying to like say I'm dead? I'm gonna die or something?
Yeah, like
It's
it's
yeah.
pretty bad stuff. So
Yeah. It's no good. It's a big no-no. That's definitely a big no.
it's like
Yeah.
literally walking up and dropping like in the West, like putting a tombstone in front of somebody at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Be like, "Yo, you're next, bro."
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
it's that level of insult. So
Yeah. It
that's
sounds ridiculous until you actually go to some of the temples and you see it and you're like, you're right.
because it's like the bowl is a bowl of ash. So
It
like
is a
when you do it, it's
big bowl.
the
Yeah.
image is exactly the same. It's like
Hmm.
parallel.
Yep. That is
What are
correct.
some other ones that like some generic ones?
Well, like, okay, here's one. When you see money on the ground, right? When you
Okay,
pick
now
up money on the ground,
this is getting
right?
a little more specific now because
Yeah.
in the West, if I see it, man, somebody dropped a 50 note.
Oh, thank you, Jesus,
Mine.
in the
Yep,
pocket.
lucky day. Of course, half
Yeah.
the time they do it. Usually open it up. It's one of those like it's not real money. It looks
It's
like
like, ha
folded money,
ha.
and it's like either haha or it's like, hey, come visit our church. Have you ever
Yeah,
seen those?
exactly. Yeah,
Where it's like,
yeah,
it's like a 20 note
yeah.
and it's folded over, but you open it up.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, crap. So, yeah.
I know. Yeah, but it is a thing here though. Like when you find, it doesn't matter if it's coins, it doesn't matter if it's paper money. The rule is like because when you pick up money from the ground, you don't know like where that money's been, right? It could be dirty, not dirty, not like oh my god, this is like somebody wiped their butt with it, but like dirty, like does it have bad luck? Did some spirits follow it? So the thing is that you never want to like keep it in your wallet, right? You put it in your pocket and they encourage you to spend it right away. Either you leave it or you spend it right away. You don't want to have it follow you.
And not take it home.
Yeah, I mean,
You'll see. There's like a recurring theme of not taking things home.
yeah,
as we go a
don't
little
take things
deeper.
home.
A
Yeah.
little deeper down here. So, one other thing too, since we're kind of on the moving a little bit towards spooky time, is using the number 4. And this is a great example. I had a watch. Gambit also has the same one. I had it was Garmin,
Yeah.
Taiwanese company. Made the Phoenix watch. It was one of their outdoor tactical watches, right? Like outdoor hiking,
Right.
tactical, whatever. So the Phoenix 1, the Phoenix 2, the Phoenix 3,
Yeah.
and then the Phoenix 5. And they skipped the
Of
Phoenix
course.
4. And you'll see in a lot of Asian companies, they will skip number 4 when naming their products.
Mm-hmm.
because the number 4 in Mandarin sounds very close to the word for death
Yeah.
when you say it.
Same thing for Cantonese.
Yeah. So Cantonese words the same. So it's what?
Yeah.
How is it?
Well, it's in Cantonese it'd be say for 4 and say more like a
Say
flat
and
tone.
say. Okay.
Yeah.
And then in Mandarin it's
Yeah.
for 4, and then
死
for dead.
我死
right?
了.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, damn, you're dead, man. You're mean.
I know.
Yeah. So even in Cantonese, like both of those, it transcends. So.
Yeah, a lot of times those even like Ho Chi Young is right. Sometimes they even skip the 4th floor or the 14th, especially 14. You know, because 14 is sapse. Sapse means you're gonna like satsei, like you're surely dying. You're dying for sure.
So
You're
that's more
dead.
Cantonese style.
Yeah,
In hospitals here, you will not see the 4th floor.
yeah,
Nobody. I mean, like hospitals. Like, 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 5th floor in a hospital.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no number 4, which is similar to hotels in America, like in the West. I know at least in America, a lot of hotels will skip the floor 13. Same with hospitals.
yeah.
You'll go from 12 to 14.
Speaking of hotels, do y'all knock on the doors before going into the hotel room?
Yes, absolutely. That's
Really?
another one. Yes.
Really?
So you'll actually knock on the door before you enter a hotel room or a
Do
room.
you
like,
do this though?
Actually, it's funny. I do. I kind of like. I kind of do it just as like, I don't know.
It's out of habit now.
It's out of habit. It's out of
It's out of
like, you know,
habit,
like,
hasn't it?
hey, you know what? I'd rather be right than wrong. I don't know.
Goodness, I got into a really big argument with my ex because one time we were in Osaka,
Mhm.
right? And I was so excited to be back, and I just wanted to drop off our bags and go to Kuruma Market because it was early in the morning, and we wanted to get like the first batch before the tourists get in, right?
Yeah.
So we go into the hotel. We're at the Swiss Hotel right on top of Namba Station. Beautiful hotel, mind you. Swiss Hotel, if you ever want to sponsor, your boys right here. I'm just saying. So beautiful hotel, mind you. So we go in. We got a nice hotel room. I get the key. I just insert the thing, open the door, and I walk right in. And I'm putting the stuff down. I'm like, hey, you come in. Like, where you at? Blah, blah, blah. And then she wouldn't come in. She was standing outside the door, huffing and a puffing with her luggage. And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, can you knock? I'm like, for what? There's no one in the room. And she's like, it would make me feel better. I'm like, I'm in here already. Like, how? Like, okay, do you think if any spirit was here is like now I come back out to knock on the door to go back in, it's gonna be fine, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
gonna be cool.
that's
It's
how
like,
it works.
oh, it's
Yeah.
all right, bro. You don't understand, man. You can leave.
Yeah, yeah.
Come
And
back.
then oh my goodness, she was just, I swear to God, she was gonna throw something at me. And I was like, fine. So I go out, I close the door. I'm like, fine. You want to knock or should I knock? And she looks at me like, you have to knock. You walked in. I'm like, okay. So I knocked on the door and I walked in. And then to her, it's like nothing happened. She leisurely walked in. And then for like half the day, she just ignored me.
Wow.
And that's why she's my ex.
Now we know. Jeez. So yeah, the door knock thing. Apparently you need to do that.
Yeah.
Door knock in a place that's like you're staying. Respectful for any spirits that might be in there.
Right.
Although there is I think it's the Grand Hyatt here in Taipei is supposedly the most haunted hotel in the country because it's built. It was built on the grounds of a political prison, and people do see ghosts there. Like it's like a thing.
I guess that's where I'm going next.
Yeah, you want to? Yeah, it's the Grand Hyatt. It's a pretty nice place, man. It's like
they also have they say that about like the there's a hospital outside of Changi Airport in Singapore as well. That used to be the military hospital.
Oh wow!
I think it's like I think it's Singapore General or something like this. It's one of the bigger hospitals in Singapore now. But like on the basement, it was locked away for years and years and years and years and years, because like it was condemned and they weren't letting people go in because that was the holdover during World War II. And
condemned? How do you condemn a basement in a building that's active?
They were just not letting people go down there. And I think it was when I was there, as when I was taking my trip to Maldives, I think it was 2013. And my friend who was living there was telling me about that.
Oh, so and I will say this. I misspoke. The creepiest place I played Airsoft is absolutely not that facility, GTI. I was totally wrong. It was Muscatatuck Urban Training Center.
Oh,
I forgot about this one. Played there twice. This was an old insane asylum.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I forgot about this one. Oh my gosh. So we're talking about playing airsoft, which is kind of our day jobs. So they turned it. It was bought out by Indiana government, I think, owned it, and they turned to a law enforcement / military training facility for their National Guard and their
right. Of course.
It was active, it was staffed. So this place was for a while a what's it called? What's the exact term for it? Basically, when you're insolvent, I mean, you go bankrupt and you can't pay your debts, you go there to work off your debts, essentially. I forget the name of what that was called, like back in the day.
Debtor's prison?
It was kind of a debtor's prison. It was a debtor's farm. So they used it for that. But it was also used as a mental hospital facility. So what it is, it's a central office, like with a tower, like a totally like Stephen King creepy, like, you know,
nice.
old. And this is like, think of something built in like the 40s, 30s, 20s, that kind of thing. So as this place was built, the center building was built as a mental hospital. And then as they built it out and it evolved over the years into different things, I think it was a sanatorium for a while. And then it was, God, what's the name? There's like an official name. I forget the word. It's like kind of fancy, but for the debtor's farm.
Right.
They built different buildings. So there's different ages of buildings. The center building being the oldest and some surrounding it.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, they are creepy. Like one of them, it was the old kids' hall. That was the worst. They had painted like Winnie the Pooh on the wall, but I'm not talking like modern day Winnie the Pooh. I'm talking like the old school Winnie the Pooh, you know, like where Pooh Bear
kind of scruffy looking.
No, where Pooh Bear looked kind of like a real bear-ish.
Oh, really?
You know, not like the Winnie the Pooh we see today. It was like the old Christopher Robin Winnie the Pooh and Owl and all them.
Man.
But because it was so old, the paint was peeling off the wall where the murals were painted. So it was like, dude, this is nightmare fuel. I mean, absolutely nightmare fuel.
Man.
And in the basement of these buildings, they had the kitchen, which was also super creepy because it was all like tiled floors and with drains, so it kind of looked like a mortuary. And now they did have a morgue, but that was in the primary building, and I never got to go there. Like everybody that worked there was like, "Yo, that building's haunted, like for real, like straight up." Man. So we wandered around at nighttime. We had night vision with us, and we wandered around some of the buildings.
Wow.
And that place is like creepo times 20. Like really. So John Liu held Operation Irene there a year or two.
Right.
So
wow. Dude, I would love to go.
Yeah, so it's Muscatatuck, which is a Native American name. Muscatatuck Urban Training Center, so MUTC, Indiana. Just Google it, and you'll see it's a huge facility. I mean, like it sprawls like 40 acres, 50 acres, and all the buildings are all separate. And then some of the buildings actually have subterranean tunnels that link them. Yeah. So it's pretty creepy. And they since then, the last time I went, they built like a subway. They put like some subway cars underground in one of the tunnels. It's pretty weird. Yeah. So
they had one of those. If I'm remembering correctly, like when I was in Sweden, up in Dalarna, Shernan, where a lot of the boys up in kind of Dalarna County they play. That used to be, if I was remembering correct, that used to be a mental institute as well. It was 2 buildings, and it was connected on the bottom.
Yeah.
So like there was 2 buildings, you can walk to each other, but like the bottoms were connected, and there was no lights in the bottom. And they just had a Halloween game there like a little while ago. So they had weird ghosts and goblins and ghouls there. You know? Yeah, Masaki's right. He stayed at the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, which is supposedly the most haunted hotel in all of Arkansas, because that used to be a mental institute.
It's always the mental institutes. Yeah,
they were doing illegal lobotomies in there.
Oh my gosh! It's back in the 20s, 10s, 20s, 30s. They're doing lobotomies. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That was what the Crescent Hotel used to be.
That's what this kind of place is. It's like literally like Arkham Asylum level.
Yeah, but Masaki had a good time staying there though. So totally. It's so funny. He texted me. He's like, "Oh, I found like the Crescent Hotel super haunted, so I'm gonna book a room there. It's gonna be fun."
Fun thing is, you can stay at the hotel. Speaking of haunted hotels, you can stay at the hotel they use to film the movie The Shining.
Oh yeah. And
then you can stay at the hotel The Shining is based on. So the one they filmed it in is in, what's it called? Something Springs, Colorado. what's the name of this thing? It's a little small town. It's right outside of Rocky Mountain National Park. So, and the hotel's there. Like, you go there, you're like, oh, that's the Shining Hotel. I mean, it's like, but they filmed the whole movie there.
Yeah.
It's the Shining Hotel.
Oh, these are great.
Everybody knows it.
Ho Shing Young asks, "Are you willing to live in a haunted house with a crazy economy that we can hardly keep up with?" What? Are you willing to live in a haunted house with a crazy economy that we can hardly keep up with? I don't get that one.
Let's clarify it. Yeah, clarify it a little better. So,
am I willing to live in a haunted house though? Absolutely.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, as long as the ghosts are kind of friendly.
Yeah.
So, back to the picking up things on the ground. This is something very interesting.
You got a good one.
I got a good one. And I think this will kind of cap off, hopefully, the show.
Yeah, and we can go into questions.
We have questions. So, it's here, specifically in Taiwan. I think this is something you said is very different. Even I don't know, in China it's different, but in Taiwan it's definitely this way. About picking up red envelopes, specifically in ghost months.
Right.
So if you guys don't know the Asian culture, or specifically Chinese culture, of giving gifts in a red envelope, you might have heard the term. If you're not familiar, if you live in Asia, you definitely know what a red envelope is. It is a way to give a gift. So if some of your friends having a wedding, you'll bring a red envelope with money, specific amount.
Yeah, like a red pocket.
Yep. If it's Chinese New Year, you'll do red envelopes as gifts. So it's always cash. Cash is king. Like Mark said, everything revolves around cash.
Living or the dead.
Yeah. So it's about giving gifts. And also, of course, like you would give a larger red envelope to your parents, your family, especially if they retired, to make sure you're continuing to take care of them, those kind of things, right? Your company will give you a red envelope as a bonus. It's very traditional. However, if you see one on the ground, right? If you see a red envelope on the ground, you absolutely, positively do not pick that up, because there are a few different things that can happen to you, none of which are good. Now, there's a microscopic chance that someone just dropped a red envelope that's empty. There's also a microscopic chance that someone dropped a red envelope with money in it that could be yours because they lost it, right?
Right.
But odds are there's someone waiting, hiding around the corner. That envelope will have money in it. And the minute you pick it up, they run out and yell, "Mark, thank you so much. You're now married to my sister, my auntie, my whatever that's passed away," because she passed away single. And by picking up that envelope, you've accepted the social or the spiritual contract that you will marry that ghost, because, and again, no commentary on this. This is historically cultural about the patriarchy. That if you pass away as a female and you're not married, then you can't join your family plot. You can't be buried there, essentially, or you're laid to rest there. You maybe have issues with joining them in the afterlife, things like that. So they want to marry you off so you can be married and join the family, because you actually haven't married off and fulfilled your life of having a family. So you'll be, congratulations, you pick it up, and somebody will like jump out of the bushes, like candid camera style, like boom, like Ashton Kutcher, like oh, we got you, but no, we didn't get you. Hey, you're married now. So, but there is a way out. You can grab $100, stuff it back in the envelope, put it back on the ground. That's your way of saying, hey, thank you for inviting me to your wedding. Here's some money towards your wedding. I'll be a guest, but I won't be your husband. Now, if a woman picks it up, of course, you're not going to jump out, right?
Right.
If someone who's way up in the years, like 70 years old, or a young child picks it up, it's just reset, start over again. Basically, it's just it's like fishing, right? It's like, this is the bait on the end of the hook, and they're just waiting to get.
Oh, it's a white guy. Oh man, you're done now, sucker.
Yeah. So they're trying to marry off the spirit of their deceased loved one, who's female, to someone, so they can actually, be fulfilled in the past, in their next life, right?
Right.
So that's one of the things. The other thing too is, apparently some guys will go to fortune tellers And the fortune teller will say, hey, look, you're supposed to have 2 wives. But they're like, well, I'm married. I'm happy. I've got a wife. I've got 2 kids. Well, you're supposed to have 2. So you need to go find a ghost wife. So they'll go and seek out the red envelopes.
This sounds like the plot of some kind of anime,
It could
Me
be.
and my ghost wife.
This could be, this could be it. Like you
My
actually
ghost
have
wife and I.
my 2 wives. So you have like the living wife.
Oh my, Masaki. Ghost wife dependents, any tax benefits?
Yeah, can I write Masaki going? So can I write him off of my taxes? Like Masaki's always looking for the angle, right?
Yep.
But Winky, yes. To answer your question, yes, you could just. I as far as I know, I have to dig a little more into the kind of the specifics of this tradition or whatever. But I think you could just grab it and I got money. Yeah, I don't know how much they put in there, but I doubt it's a whole lot.
I like this one from Magaz. Do you have to consummate the marriage?
Oh my gosh.
How would you? How?
Have you seen Ghostbusters, the original one? Come on, man.
Yes,
seen the
but
firehouse?
Slimer?
No, not Slimer. The one scene with Ray. The one scene with Ray and the fire. Never mind. I'm going way back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know, right?
I know.
Up in the fire. Oh, anyway, whatever. Let's see. Is being married to a ghost? You're like, I don't know, baby. I mean, they're going to be with you, right? And definitely, if you do pick up one of these, don't bring it back to your house because there could be a spirit attached to it. The other thing, there's another negative about picking up a red envelope because Winky's like, oh, I can grab it. I can make money. Yes. But there's also a belief that if you're having a real long series of bad luck, right? Like you're just down on your luck, things are garbage. You can actually put, and the producer filled me in on this, helped me with a lot of these. I had heard about the ghost marriage one before, but not the full details. But this one was new to me. Put ashes, hair, and some of your hair cut, ashes, and some coins in the envelope.
It's always the money. It's always the money angle.
There's coins, specifically coins.
Yeah.
And you can pass off your bad financial luck, your bad luck, off to someone else. So it's basically this way you're shedding your bad luck through these 3 objects stuffed in the envelope. So when you pick it up, you're inheriting their bad luck, and supposedly they're going to have better luck, and you'll be carrying that bad luck with you.
Right. I always find these things wildly fascinating and entertaining, which, I understand that even though I'm half Chinese, I don't want to sound insensitive, but like all of this is so fascinating to me. I mean, I don't believe a lick of it, but it's so interesting to kind of hear like these theories. You put ash and hair. I guess if you smoke, that would be nice and easy. Just dap, pull a piece of your beard out, and put it in there.
Beard, hair, and cigar ash. Oh my gosh.
Just whatever works, right?
Throw a couple nickels in there, call it a day, right?
So Ho Ching Yong clarified what he was saying earlier. So it's like, I understand what he's saying. So in Hong Kong, I know, I think isn't it the same in America that if someone died in the house, they have to declare it when they sell?
Yes. If there's been a violent crime, like a felony, like somebody was murdered or someone's that, they do have to disclose that. Yeah. If the seller's aware of it, it's actually against the law not to share that with the purchaser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So same thing here. So a lot of these houses, people will just, even if it's prime real estate and everybody knows how valuable real estate in Hong Kong is, people will choose not to live there. Right.
Same in the States, man. Like,
people choose not to live there.
They will dodge a place where somebody's been killed. Like,
yeah,
even if it's a killer deal, they'll be like,
someone died.
No yeah.
Like even if it was like someone passed away of natural causes, lived a happy life, they still wouldn't want to be associated with that space.
Now that you don't have to disclose in the States.
Right.
Right. If somebody just passed away.
Here,
a lot of people pass away in their homes.
Yeah. I think you do at least need to say that, oh yeah, someone did pass away in this house. So yeah, that's why a lot of people like here are very reluctant on doing that. Like, so even like what Ho Ching Yang was saying, even during like currently with real estate and the economy in Hong Kong, would we or me or you still like, would you still go and live in a place like that?
That's a tough one. Cause that's kind of like, I don't know. Like if I was blissfully ignorant, But like knowing, I don't know if I'd buy real estate because, all right, I'll put my financial hat on like for a second. Like if I try to go sell the place, it's gonna be a hard sell.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
why would I buy it? You know, like from a real estate, from an investor standpoint, I'm like, it's not a bad investment. Now, if I plan on keeping this thing to the grave, pun intended, I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. Would you?
I wouldn't mind. You know, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't.
Okay,
Maybe,
if someone died of natural causes there, I'd be okay with it. It's like, because that's, you think about it, a lot of people pass away in their homes, especially around loved ones. You know, I would think that would be a more merciful. But like someone, would you stay somewhere like someone was murdered?
I don't know. Maybe because it's just like growing up around the village. You know, I've seen so many of like the old grannies that I saw growing up have passed on, and they're no longer here, and it's kind of like a thing. Like it's not like a thing, but like it's I'm less worried about it because like I've always kind of been exposed to loss and people, you know, living out their lives.
But what if it was like the Amityville Horror House?
Oh, now that's that I would love to just go and just like, okay, here I am. All right, let's see it.
But would you move in there? Would you buy the place?
I don't think I would buy it.
Yeah,
You know,
right. I mean, that's like
buy it because like you're right. Like putting on the financial hat, right? Like it's just I wouldn't buy it. Like I can understand like, you know, maybe there is some psychology that goes on behind it, you know, that maybe you hear some stories. But look, if you never told me, I wouldn't have cared, right? Like for example, when I was in Jamaica, you know, when you go do the Appleton Estate tour, right? You know, they have that beautiful estate house there, right?
Like the old colonial looking,
just beautiful. Until they tell you the story of the mistress that lived there. It was like a psychopath,
right?
You know, and then now she haunts the house, and then actually the government, like if you stay there if you get picked to stay there overnight, you win a prize. And then they said so far no one has been able to stay there overnight, and you know, and win this prize money. And I was like, come on, let's go, Appleton, I'll do it today.
Yeah, like I don't have to sleep, man. I can do 8 to 10 hours. You know,
you guys got lots of rum over there. I think I'll be able to sleep. I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mark's gonna get blackout plastered.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm not even gonna realize what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what happened, man? It's the morning. Yeah. All I know is I got a headache and like, where's my money? Yeah. Where's my prize?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I wouldn't mind, but like definitely reselling would be a pain in the butt. Like Magaz was saying a little bit earlier, when he was looking to buy in his house, he's like, you know, oh, this place is wrecked, you know, that needs some locks changed. Oh, some guy died over there. Yeah, it's like, what?
Oh, hey, well, let's roll this back. Yeah.
Hey, excuse me.
Yeah. Are we trying to glaze over this one?
Yeah. I mean, like, if it's a really beautiful piece of property, and if it was offered to me at a really good deal, and it's not like, and it's something that I just want to buy and own and settle into, then I really wouldn't care. I really wouldn't care less. But if it's something that I know this is not my long-term place, and maybe it's something I can flip at a later time, then maybe earn a little bit of money on, then I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah. And actually,
because I know some people are more, you know,
Razvan makes a point here, and I think he really says it. Like, let's be serious. Like, we would rather, you know, pass away in our own home versus a hospital or a car crash. Not to get too morbid here, but you're around loved ones and family.
Exactly.
And that to me is like the best option instead of like some terrible cold place.
I know.
It's not for you. Like, I think so. You know, so like that's it. But like a straight up hardcore murder, like my the next to last house I owned in the States, like, one night I hear all these sirens. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, I live in a circle, a cul-de-sac, right?
Yeah.
And so like the streets it's not like a grid. So like my cul-de-sac had homes on it and they're like, you know, all around.
Yeah.
And then like there's another cul-de-sac that's kind of backed up. So like it was like our circle and there's another one backed up. So it's kind of like my neighbor's house through their backyard. I could see the driveway.
Yeah.
Some lady's crazy like ex-boyfriend showed up and murdered her in the driveway in front of her kids. Like one house that way. Like not my neighbor, but like behind my neighbor. I'm like, huh? Right? Like, would you want to buy that house?
Right. Yeah.
So, and by the way, I live in it wasn't a bad neighborhood. Like it's really good neighborhood. It's just a crazy guy, right?
Yeah. Maybe she didn't knock on the hotel room door.
Maybe she picked up a red envelope. Who
Maybe.
knows? All I know is there's a lot of superstitions, some of which are very observed, some aren't.
Yeah.
But things you do learn, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We didn't talk about Ghost Month about like the things you shouldn't do, like don't go near water, things like that. I mean, there's like, we could do like 2 episodes on this.
Oh yeah. Also, some like rapid fire ones. Don't whistle.
Oh yeah, whistle, especially at night.
Yeah. Don't whistle. Yeah.
Wind chimes.
Wind chimes attracts spirits.
Yeah, whistling attracts spirits. That's the thing. That's why if you ever watch that one is like really what resonated with me when I started watching like Japanese horror films or like Thai horror films, things like that. You always hear like the person walking down the street in the middle of the night and they're whistling. And like as a Westerner, I'm like, okay, that this doesn't
do it
like
all the time.
It's like, okay, they're whistling, whatever. But now that I know like the whole whistling thing from like a cultural standpoint, I'm like, dude's gonna get it killed. Like that's always like the setup. And it's made for Eastern audiences, not Western, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Ho Ching Young is definitely right about this one. Hong Kong, I don't know about Taiwan. You know, taking a whiz in the bushes.
Oh really?
You know, yeah, you have like that's like fishing for spirits.
Huh?
Yeah. So like there's a thing they tell kids to say, right, before you pee in the bush, right? Which is like, excuse me, I'm just using the bathroom, right? You know.
Really?
Leave me alone, kind of a thing. Right?
Okay,
You know?
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Don't swim.
that's-
Yeah, it's something about the water, like the spirits. Like you said, the spirits live by the water. They'll take you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Drag you back.
I think this is like also like, I don't know about like other places, but it seems to be pretty universal out here in East Asia. Like the rivers are a thing.
Yeah, the rivers are a thing about like spirits, but I even think you get to old history. Like even you look at like some, like you get the Eastern European history, like the tales of like vampires and ghosts and things like that they couldn't cross water.
Mm-hmm.
Like a vampire couldn't cross water.
Yeah.
Like in, you know, like the folk tales and stuff, because I think they were used to ferry souls. So because they were considered soulless creatures, they couldn't, or they were afraid they would get taken away, like to the afterlife, right? There was there's some theory about that. So I think that might be something that is Eastern and Western with the water thing, but in a different way.
In Japanese culture, you have the kappas that hide in swift moving currents that, you know, they abduct children.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing too. It's specifically about children near the water for Ghost Month here too.
Yeah, so like, you know, kids, stay away from the water.
Yeah,
I think that's mom and dad. It's like the boogeyman. Like, you know, don't do the so and so. If not, you know, the boogeyman. That's for sure. That was definitely one of the things that I heard growing up as a kid. You know, going back to taking a number one and taking a whiz in the bushes. Yeah, that's universal. Like you gotta say, excuse me. You know, I'm just a kid. I'm just using the bathroom. I'm not being disrespectful.
So that's something in the West.
Yeah,
never once.
That's like, you know, you're you're fishing for spirits.
Like think about it, man. Like you go camping, where are you gonna go? Especially if you go like backwoods camping.
Yeah. So what do we have interesting in chat that we can go take a look at?
I think we covered we hit a lot of chat as we went.
Yeah, everybody was really into this one. You guys have been awesome this one.
So Stu said he went to a zombie survival thing in the UK. In Liverpool, an old mental facility, they still had some of their shock therapy machines around.
Liverpool.
That's like the old shock therapy where they put like the the wet cotton around.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
that's crazy. Yeah. Masaki, remember that one airsoft field that you took us to when we finished the Crytek Owners event out in Chiba? I think it was the one that was in the indoor gymnasium. Bro, you remember that?
Oh, the one with the swimming pool, like
the one with the swimming
under,
pool?
Because
it had the upstairs on the top. Yeah,
they had a bazaar up top, and then you go on the ground because it was like actually they turned the pool area, so they built a deck across like the pool.
Yeah,
and you could play underneath, and it had like these creepy like science labs and like horror.
It was
stuff
like a bio lab on the bottom.
Underneath, I remember that. Yeah, I forget the name of that one, and it was an old gym. Yeah, it was like an old workout facility.
It was super cool because like, you know, I'm not trying to be crude here, but like they took these full-size sex dolls and then they put them in transparent PVC tubes, and then they run like a fish air pump down the bottom, right? And they have LEDs, and then they looks like there's these experimented on women in
In
these
these
tubes,
tubes with,
and then
and
their
then like
hair moves
their
with the
holes move because
water.
it's floating in the water. Yeah, yeah. So they
It's
had a room,
super realistic.
and you play airsoft down there.
Yeah, you
And
play
then
airsoft down there.
like
Yeah,
half the rooms had like secret doors. Like you could move a
yeah,
cabinet, like a metal cabinet. You could slide it, and there was
yeah,
a door to the next room.
yeah. And there was operating theater with fake blood everywhere. I
Oh, the
mean, like,
shower
my
curtains. Remember
God,
the
it was
curtains
great.
around the
Yeah,
plastic curtains around the operating, like there was a gurney in there.
yeah.
And there was blood splattered, like fake blood splattered
It
all over
was
the curtains.
great. It was like, because it was such a contrast from the top, which was just looked like a Middle Eastern bazaar. And then like you would find the entrance to the downstairs behind some of the stalls. They would have like a trap door that you can go down these stairs and access this bottom area, as well as some other trap doors here and there. And it was absolutely fantastic. I think that was like the most like outstanding indoor airsoft field I've ever been in my life.
I'm trying to look through like real quickly while we continue the topic. Keep going. I'm trying to look through my my photos here. And I'm
Yeah,
looking
it was that was one heck of a place. Yeah, Paddock in Chiba. That's right. Yeah,
Chiba, was it
that's
Chiba?
real. It was Chiba. It was still in Chiba. It was on our way back to Tokyo. We were stopping by several stores. I think we stopped there after we left that one with the 250 cals mounted on the outside of the store.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that one. I'm
Yeah,
going through
yeah.
my photos now. I just like did a quick search on Geotag Japan. So keep rolling. If you think I'm like down here, I'm looking down, trying to find my photos. I think I took some photos of the creepy stuff when I was there.
Yeah, I think I had some too, but I think we were on some IG
I got
stories
the
I posted up on.
Samurai Museum.
Oh, we gotta scroll through some of this good
A
stuff.
lot of photos with Masaki. That's
A
not.
lot
That's
of photos of
Nara.
Sasaki.
That's
Of
Nara.
course.
That's Hibiki 21.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. I was showing my friends that over the weekend.
Yeah, gotta.
Yeah, that's
We
beautiful.
got that.
That's a thing of
Like,
beauty.
hang on. Gotta show that one as I go rolling through. Like, oh,
Yeah,
Misaki and
that
Hibiki.
is a thing of beauty.
Oh, eel butter. Hang on. I'm
Yeah,
looking.
yeah.
Keep chatting, man. I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find the creepy stuff. I know I took some photos of it. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yes, do that is very classy. Do ghost bears poop in the woods? That was good. That was
that's a
good.
good one.
That was brilliant.
Why are
So,
80% of my photos from Japan food?
well, hey, I think we're on par with that one. Um,
Mayo. I don't have anything. Well, mayo.
actually
Sorry.
another popular ghost story here is in a country park called Bride's Pool.
Bride's
Now,
Pool. Is that
Bride's
in Hong
Pool,
Kong?
it's in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So Bride's Pool is particularly famous because it is a solo waterfall that comes down into a small pool, and it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. But they call it Bride's Pool because story goes that back in the day, a bride was going on her wedding day and she fell over the cliff into said pool. And they said late at night, sometimes you will see a woman either in red or a woman in white on the highway.
Woman in
trying to
red. That's
get, yeah,
key too, right?
trying to get a ride back into town. Now,
Oh.
the thing is, like, some people have said that at nighttime, if you go up to the pool where the waterfall is, you'll see a woman in white standing at some of the rocks on the waterfall. Alternatively, is when you drive through Bride's Pool, never stop for someone who has. Yeah, that's it. That is it. That is
Found it. I had
Yeah.
to go. I went to their Google page and
Yeah,
started
that is
going through
it.
photos.
That is it, guys.
That's like literally that's
oh
in a
my
room you
goodness,
walk
yeah.
into when you're like like I know it's like Mark and I are describing it like you're like yeah whatever. I'm like no.
No, yeah.
This is real.
And the
like,
lights strobe too. Like
Yeah.
the lights are made to, it's like it's broken, right? So they're strobing and then it's kind of dim. I think they've turned it up a little bit for us when we were walking through there.
Yeah, we got a good
But
tour.
yeah,
So
yeah, we got a really good tour there. But yeah, my goodness, it was insane. Very detailed, very, very detailed. Like if you ever guys, if guys ever get a chance to go play there, absolutely do that.
Sure one, and this is the place.
Yeah,
So that's it.
yeah.
So it used to be like
that's
a
such a
big
cool
workout
place.
gym facility.
Yeah, that's such a cool place.
Here's another photo. Hang on, let me get a close up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
That was
just
that's so weird because you don't know what to think about it at first. Like you know it's not real, but you look at it and you're like, ugh, like I don't know how I feel about this.
and the upstairs is like a bazaar, right? It's like a
Yeah,
market. Like you
it's
would.
just like it's an open air market.
I'm trying to find a good photo of the
It's
bazaar. So
it's
keep talking.
literally on the top side of a swimming pool
No.
with windows all around it. You have natural sunlight coming in. It is a 180% contrast from like
And then the
180-degree
basement looks like
contrast what it
this.
is. Yeah. This is what the basement looks like. You go in there and like you're like down hallways like this.
Yeah. And you're like,
Yeah.
it's upstairs. It's sunlight coming in, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like all the photos are downstairs. I'm like, no one's taking any photos of the upstairs hardly.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
here's
oh,
some.
this is cool upstairs. And then you go downstairs
Oh,
like,
here
oh
we
my
go.
God.
Here we go. Here we go. So this is the
Yeah,
upstairs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, see, guys, it's just like little. See, that's the thing.
But here's the
you
deal.
don't know
Under
which,
that floor, there's
Yeah.
a subfloor. Oh, and by the way, you can move some of these, and there's like pop down holes underneath these little market stalls over here, and you can go behind
Yeah.
that market stall and just like bloop, drop down, and then you're in creepy zone.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I wasn't meaning not to
Sorry,
finish the.
but I
the-
totally
the-
took a poop on your story about the
bridal-
lady in
bride's
red.
pool.
So,
Yeah, the bride's pool
pool.
story.
Sorry.
So the thing is, it has been famously reported by a lot of taxi drivers in town that if you ever do drive through there, don't ever stop for anybody. So it is very difficult to get a cab out there because they avoid it like the plague, because they have had numerous stories of picking up people, usually single females, because the problem with bride's pool is it connects one side of new territories to the other, and it's usually the fastest way to get from a certain area in Fanling to Tai Po, which is two pretty decently sized towns, right? And then a little bit further out area of Fanling has a lot of villages, and you usually go through the bride's pool area to get that drops you pretty much directly into the back end of Tai Po, which is a huge town here in Hong Kong. So some cab drivers will go through there because it's fast. Also, some people do live out there, like in the villages out there, and they commute to Tai Po, or they go to Tai Po for dinner or whatever, or like for drinks or whatever. And so a lot of times, like, they just will not stop, because a lot of times they've picked up ladies in red dresses, told them where they need to go. As they look in the rearview mirror, the person's gone, right?
Oh.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, you hear a lot of things. Like some have gone into near accidents because they had to swerve to try to avoid someone on the road. Thought they hit someone, slammed the brakes, get out. Took their phones and shined. There was no one there.
Oh.
So this is a historically haunted site in Hong Kong. Like, it is.
Is there
it
a
has been
reason
on.
why? Is there like?
It is because, like, it was said that the bride fell off that cliff there.
So it's just one ghost
Yeah.
causing mayhem
Is
there.
one ghost, and the story is never consistent whether it's a ghost wearing a white gown or a ghost wearing a red gown, because there's both. I think it's
Oh.
the same person, because in Hong Kong, when you do a traditional wedding,
You wear different
both.
dresses.
Yeah, you wear your red gown in the morning time to do your traditional stuff,
Oh, really?
and usually you wear your white wedding gown in the evening to go, like, for your relatives, and you're walking down, like, they walk down the aisle, but they usually do it in like a traditional restaurant. So they'll still have, like, the ceremony where they walk down the aisle, they'll thank everybody for coming, and then they have the reception. Right? That's when they break out the white wedding gown.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have both.
Because here they rotate dresses. Like the bride and the groom both will like be in 4 or 5 different
and
outfits.
of course, then they'll also rotate after that as well. But it's very set in the morning. We wear the traditional red, wedding gown, the Chinese wedding gown. And then at the evening reception time, they break out the white.
There's a story about, like, I think if a woman dies in a red dress, like, there's like a high chance of she'll like haunt. I've heard that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
There's something to that.
I think it goes back to, like, how just culturally, like, when a woman doesn't get to consummate her marriage or doesn't die married or die on her
Again,
way
we're
to
right back
tying the
around to
knot,
that red
right?
envelope, you know,
Yeah.
getting married to the, yeah, okay.
And then so she's like stuck in this like, purgatory or like this in
Limbo, yeah.
between where she's still trying to find her mate and she can't, right? So I guess who you're gonna call?
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now we're back to Ray in the firehouse.
Yeah.
So,
No, like I've always wanted to do like like supernatural show about sites here in Hong Kong.
dude,
But like,
you
it's,
should. That'd be a great show.
and I know, but it's finding people who want to do it is a different story.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to do it like how they produce it on TV, right? It's so staged up. Like I literally want to go almost like Blair Witch Project style.
Well, you ever watch
low
Ghost
budget,
Hunters? In
Yeah.
the States, like
Yeah.
they started off kind of low key and they went high produced. But I remember like the guys there that did it, they had like a kind of like a serious like interview documentary with those guys. If you guys never watched the show, I think they're like season 29 or something crazy.
Yeah.
But it's Jack.
you can watch a bunch of their highlights on YouTube
Zach,
too. It's fantastic.
Zach Bagan, I think's the guy's name, and he has like two other guys that do it with them. And I don't know if the crews or the staff's changed over the years, but they would go to these haunted places, but they would intentionally antagonize the ghost there. Like they would get the backstory and then be like trying hard to make them angry and using all the electronic devices and everything to record what they can.
Yeah.
But they even said like some of the guys like left the show and they're like, man, things followed me home.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like they would go to intentionally like the most haunted places that are like almost, some of these are like highly confirmed, so wow. Good mic, man.
Yeah.
So any
goodness.
like Ho Chi Gong asks, any plans for Halloween? None. Really
None for you?
Here. None for me. No.
Yeah, I actually have plans.
What are you gonna
Meeting
do?
up with some friends on Sunday. So I have football practice in the afternoon. So then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna shower up and then I'm gonna go back out for like a kind of gathering at a friend's restaurant. Doing like a kind of like a dress up thing.
Okay. So you're gonna do a costume?
I don't know. I was thinking like doing some kind of costume. I always did the solid snake thing for Red Wolf. I do it every year and I'm just so tired of it. And then so I thought, maybe this year I can dress up as Discount Ronin, and then Discount Two Lamb. Discount Two Lamb.
Oh, Discount Two Lamb. Okay.
Yeah. But then I'm like, that's kind of boring. So I don't know. I'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. But
This goes like the main masked guy, and
yeah.
like
Or I can go as like Solid Snake in a box.
you could do Solid Snake in a box, like this side up, fragile.
Yeah.
You need a box.
I just cut 2 holes in the box and I just sit in the box.
And you need a friend to come with you with like a big exclamation mark over their head.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Imagine taking the train out with a box, like me in a box.
Yeah, you in a box.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so that's what I'm doing this Sunday, and good news. After that, I get to go the following week to Passport Services.
Oh,
hungover.
Have fun with that. Enjoy
know.
your time in government line waiting at passport.
Yeah, I know. Good fun. Good fun.
Yes, good fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you need a Playboy magazine put on the floor. Smut mag on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, nothing much.
Let's see. Yep. Let's see. Scroll through memories. Some he's missing. Let's see.
We can do one more.
Paddock is a winner. Let's see. I'm scrolling back up through questions before we close things out.
Hope everyone else is going to go do something. Yeah. Hope everyone else is going to go do something this weekend.
Yep.
Go have some fun.
Yep.
And if you guys do go out as some kind of soldier cosplay, don't bring your airsoft
Here's
guns,
the PSA.
please.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah,
I
do
don't
it every
want to
year.
say it, but goodness gracious, please don't do it.
I do it every year. It's like, don't bring out your airsoft stuff with you.
Yes, please don't. It's not fun.
Dress up the costume. Don't bring the pew pew. So
yeah, exactly. Next week's topic, I think we'll get to that when time comes.
Yeah, Mark and I are pretty good at like Monday morning, be like,
Yeah, because a lot of things happen during the week, and we let things sit and stew and see what's fun, and because we chat throughout the week as well, and then like we'll kind of go up, hey, remember we talked about XYZ? Let's talk about that on Monday. So Monday mornings we usually touch base and kind of go through what we've been talking about over the weekend, and we kind of go from there. So.
And my past week has been just.
Yeah, and you guys will finally know why this week.
Yeah, craziness. Ups, downs, trying to find something critically important, getting it, not getting it, trying to find where that's going to go. Oh, wait, it's going to go here. Finally getting it, finding out I had less than 24 hours to reserve it, getting it, and then it's gone. I know it's super cryptic on purpose, but it's good news.
Yeah, it's going to be good news.
And that thing cost me more than a car.
Ugh. And it's not a car.
It's not a car.
And it's not a car. Boo-hoo.
It's intangible.
Yeah,
so,
okay. Well, with that,
with all that cryptic message, you will find out within
Thursday, right?
Yeah, well, Thursday, maybe Thursday. Yeah, I think
within this week. How about
within
that?
this week? Yeah, I think Thursdays. I'm gonna have to commit to Thursday. If I don't commit to a day, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
we'll be discussing it next week, and I think it could be the topic.
It could be the topic for next week. I think that would be.
We could cover
the
not just specifically me, but like the part around what this is, because I think it does tie in. I think that would be good. It does tie into Asia a bit. So
yeah, I think that would be good. I think that would be an interesting topic.
So, a puppy? No, a puppy costs this thing costs new car, not used car.
Very expensive puppy.
That'd be a very expensive puppy. Yeah. So. All right, so stay tuned next week. If you don't follow the Airsoftology channel, which I'm not going to plug my own stuff, we will definitely be discussing it here next week. So most importantly, make sure if you haven't mashed the sub button, do it. Notification bell, because that way you'll know we're going to go live. We don't actually post. We post a few teasers, so we're not going to like slam your inbox or blow up your phone. Couple highlights from the previous show. Mark does that magic, but definitely have it so you know we're coming live. But you know we're going to be here. At this time every single week.
I mean, like a lot of you guys who are watching know what we do for our day job, and if you think that it'd be a cool perspective for you to share to some of your common friends, also watch us on whatever else we do, that to kind of see a different side of us, so you can come and chill and hang out and shoot the shit and so on and so forth. Just share it with them. Now we're at a good size on our socials and on our YouTube that we want to be able to grow this out a little bit more, and with your support and with more engagement, we can really grow this channel and this show out to be more of a lifestyle thing, because we're also prepping for when the borders open more and when restrictions are more relaxed, so we can actually go film shorts and on location stuff. And I think that's something that we eventually want to work forward to, which gives you guys more content than just us here.
I think we're getting a good back catalog now. So I think we're kind of, like we said last week, we're kind of to the point. I think we're definitely at the point now where it's like, hey, let's share it around, let people know it could be fun to join, or at least watch later on, like.
Play it in the background while you're folding laundry.
This is great for that, or that long commute on the MRT, subway, MTR, whatever you want to call it, subway.
Yeah.
So underground tube for those who are from England. So, but speaking of tube, the YouTube, we will see you here in 1 week. On the YouTube with a new topic.
Yes.
Very
exciting. Very exciting topic. Yeah.
And I'll be able to answer. I think this next topic is going to have a lot of questions. I think there are a lot of people that carry over from our other audience. That will have a lot. So I will say this one of the few times. If you have friends that are in the airsoft industry or in the business world, that might be interested. Wow. I'm the one messing up my words tonight. Might be interested in joining for the next week, because this could be a good one to have questions.
Very true. So true.
Contribute.
So true. Yeah. Well, Razvan, hopefully we can add a little bit of enjoyment to you booking your hours for last week.
Yeah.
So hope.
Well, but until next week.
Yeah. Hey, I've been Mark, and you've been watching Hopped Up. Jono, anything else you want to say?
I'm good, man. Just stay away from girls in red dresses and don't pick up envelopes off the ground.
Yes. No ghost wives.
Yeah, no. And until next week.
Yeah, stay hopped up.